Now we are going to start our today's lecture. Please take out your English books. Please take out your English books as well as the pencils in your hand. Take out your English books as well as your lead pencils in your hands. Students, now I'm going to start our today's lesson. All of you, please take out your English book and open the page number. Student, don't do that. Okay. And open the page number 28. Take out your books and open the page number 28. We are going to start our literature part today. We're going to start our literature part today. Hope so my screen is now vivid for you all. Hope so my screen is now vivid for you all. Okay, the story we are going to read today is only an extract from a novel. And the novel name is The Wayside School Stories. So this story is the one of the collection of the novel that is the Wayside Stories from Sideways Stories from Wayside School. Let's study a little bit about that novel, that writer, and that story. Actually, the novel took place at a school. Firstly, we need to discuss the setting. The novel is written by the Louis Secher. Where the setting of the novel is take place. The setting is at the Wayside School, where it is strange and silly. So the setting of the story and the setting of the extract that we are going to read today is take place in a school, and the school name is Wayside School. To be more specific, this book take place the 13 stories. So the whole book is consisted of 13 story, and we are going to read one of these story today. Let's read a little bit about the story and about the novel. So novel is an inspiration. What kind of inspiration? The inspiration is, so the novel is only an inspiration that is created by the Louis Secher. A Wayside School is a fictional elementary school accidentally built within 30 stories within one classroom each floor, instead of one story within 30 classrooms. So we often see that a novel took place at the different places. Every scene is took place at the different places. But accidentally, what happened in that novel that there are 13 stories, and every 13 story is took place, and every 13 story is in every 30 novel story. Okay, students. So each book contain a 30 chapter. There are the 13 stories, and each book, we can say that each story, each novel contain a 30 chapters, detailing the strange and the silly events that are happened in the school. and you can say that this is the whole novel that is about the classroom politics. So the whole story is about the classroom politics, how the students and how the students make fuss in the class, how the teacher treats students in the class, how the students make feel uncomfortable in their class due to other students. The book cover illustrate a whimsical natural objects character event presented in the short story. So in the whole story, the story contain all the natural event, all the natural human beings, which covered the whole story. So hope so दिस इज वेरी मच क्लियर टू यू ऑल कि आपका नॉवल कौन सा है और हम कौन सी स्टोरी पढ़ने लगे. नाउ मूव टूवर्ड्स आवर चैप्टर. Now take out the page number 28. All of you please take out the page number 28. We are going to read a story. Hold your lead pencils in your hand because we have to give the each part. There are the mentioned three parts at the lower side of the your screen, and you can see that there are the three clues that are given here, and these clues are you only need to mention if they are true or if they are false, and you also need to tell me why they are true and why they are false. If they are false, you need to tell me the reason and you need to correct these. Let's start the story. There are three characters in the story. One is the Bradley Chalker. Second one is Mrs. Abel. And the third character is a new student that is entered in the school, and his name is Jeff Fishke. So the story is moving about three characters in the whole story. There are only three characters. So start with the main character. So the main character of the story is Bradley Chucker. Bradley Chucker sat at his desk in the back of the classroom. Last seat, last row. No one sat at the desk next to him or at one in front of him, and he was an island. So he was such a kind of a student, as you can see in the picture that that there mention that there mention you can see that there mention a boy who is sitting at the last of the picture, and he is sitting alone. He is sitting alone. So the story is all about that student whose name is Bradley Chalker. If he could have, he would have stayed in the closet. Then he would shut the door so he wouldn't have to listen Mrs. Abel. He didn't think she did mind. She did probably like it better that way too. She would, so would the rest of the class. All in all, he thought everyone would be much happier if he sat in the closet. But unfortunately, his desk didn't fit in. Yeah. So, what is the story? Stories begin with the student who is sitting all alone on a last bench, and he is not talking to other student because everyone thinks that he is a very much naughty student, and Mrs. Abel also like that students will keep quiet in the class so that she can continue her lecture in the class. So after reading that, you are now able to answer these questions that are written. Bradley is sitting at the front of the classroom. So you can see from that extract where he is sitting. Is it true or false? Bradley is sitting at the front of classroom. Is this correct or false? Please answer me in the chat box. Yes, it is false. Why it is false? We have another if it is false, you need to correct that here. No, Bradley is sitting at his desk in the back of classroom, last seat in last row. So this is the correct one. Need to correct on your books. Please correct it on your books with the help of your pencil. Page number 28. All of you students, please take out the page number 28 as I have already tell you. The picture is seen on your screen, and as you can say that there is also a same picture on your book that is on the page number 28. Second word is Bradley is sitting on his own. He is sitting at the last desk on his own or not? Please answer me. True. Why true? Because he don't want to listen her teacher. And the next is also connected with it. He didn't like listening to the teacher, Mrs. Abel. So he didn't like to listen to his teacher? Yes, it's also correct. As you can see that all the answers are mentioned on your screen. Yes, students, you have to do it on your books with your lead pencils right now. You have to write them down on your books with lead pencil. You only need to do is only need to mention with your pens that is it false. So if it is false, write down the F. Sorry students. If it's true, if it's true, to write down the true as I have done here. After every sentence you need to write it down. No, in front of first you need to write it down. In front of second you need to write it down. And in front of third one you need to write it down. Hopefully it is now clear to you all. Let's read the next extract and the next part of that story. Class, said Mrs. Abel. Mrs. Abel now entered into the class and she said, class, I would like you to meet Jeff Fishkin. Jeff has just moved from the Washington, D.C., which, as you know, is our national capital. So the new boy is coming in their class now, whose name is Jeff Fishkin. And now he is moving towards their school from all the way towards from Washington. And as you know that the Washington is the capital of their country. Bradley looked up at the new kid who was standing at the front of the room next to the Mrs. Zabel. Why don't you tell the class a little about yourself, Jeff? Arch Mrs. Eber. The new kid shrugged. There is no reason to be shy, said Mrs. Eber. The new kid mumbled something, but Bradley couldn't hear what it was. Have you ever seen to the White House, Jeff? Mrs. Enable asked. I'm sure the class would have interested to hear about that. No, I have never been there, the new kid said very quickly as he shook his head. So in the next extract, the story is all about a new student is entering into the class, and the new student name is Mr. Jeff Fishkin, and he is coming to the school from the Washington, and Mrs. Ever said him to introduce himself in front of class, but he didn't say anything. So in the reply, Mrs. Ripple said that please don't shy. Let's introduce yourself in front of class. In the reply, uh, uh, the chef mumbled something in her lips, which is unable to be listened by others. Then Mrs. Mumble asked the students to please introduce yourself. To please tell us all about the Washington D.C. But he shook his head. I have never gone there, so I haven't idea about it. So there are the two clues here. Jeff Fishkin has been to Bradley School before. Is it right or wrong? Answer me in the chat box. Is it false or true? This is this is false. So what will be the right answers? No, the Chef Vincent was a new student at school. Please write it down in front of your option 4 with your lead pencils. Next one is Jeff tells the class about his visit to White House. So the answer is again no. He only replied, no, I have never been there. Please note it down on your copies, on your books, sorry, with your lead pencil. Hope so today's lecture is very much clear to you all. There is no ambiguity about that lecture. If you all have any kind of the ambiguity about that lecture, you can ask me now in your chat box. Now students, please first of all take out your diaries and note down that there are, as you can see on the page number 29, 30 and 31. Sorry, page number 29 and 30. There is an extract name as the part 3, part 4 and part 5. You all need to do these parts and also need to answer that if they are true or false. If they are false, you also need to tell the reasons why they are false. We will discuss it on the next week lecture. Hopefully you get my point and you have noted down your homework diaries on your diaries. Note it down students on your diaries.